Happy Friday, everybody. Weekend's almost here, and I'm all for it. I actually have a two-day weekend this weekend. It doesn't happen too often. We're usually doing sports of one kind or another on Saturdays, but not this weekend, so that's cool. I can chill out a little bit. There's stuff I got to do around the house anyway. It is Friday, 24th day of January 2025. I am Dan Kuntz. Very mild, 28 degrees outside of our studios. Yesterday, when we started off this program, it was 19 degrees. The clouds came in overnight last night, and for a little while, between 6 to about 6:15 or so, it was actually snowing very lightly here in the Wenatchee Valley. It's gone now. The skies are already starting to clear out. That's the Afreda camera you see behind me, and those clear skies are going to be heading our way. Lots of sunshine and pretty mild today because we're off to a mild start. It's almost 30. We're going to be near 40 for the afternoon high. And yeah, lots of sunshine right through the middle of next week. We are finally going to see a little bit of change in the weather Wednesday night into Thursday. All the computer models and the meteorologists and everybody who knows what they're talking about in this department are pretty much in agreement. We're finally going to get out of this rather pleasant rut. I mean, who's kidding who? It's been a little chilly, but I'm digging the sunshine. We haven't had any measurable snow in about a month. I think the day after Christmas, we had a little bit of snow. We're way behind snow-wise anyway, because we've had a long dry spell. That might change next weekend. Weather is coming up. News is coming up. Pretty busy day in the bullpen. Sports, lots of that. It's Friday, and it's the dead of winter. We had a lot of sports to talk about. If you missed the conversation I had with Darcy Christopherson, the administrator of the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival, we'll have that for you as well. Busy day. Let's not waste any more time. One slide to show for you from the National Weather Service. From the National Weather Service, we have one slide, I think, to show for you today. It's going to be a little breezy. Yeah, not too bad. I noticed it this morning when I got up and got to work. I thought it's kind of a little windy out there today. Most of the wind is going to be relegated to the north of us, as you can see, the Omak-Okanagan area. It's going to be a little breezy up there. It's 25 right now in Omak, and the wind is out of the north at about 10 miles an hour. So a little breeze as this little system bumps in and out. They're going to have a few more clouds and a little more wind to the north of us. We are already starting to see the clouds thin out and depart. We're going to have a gorgeous sunrise this morning, but just a little breezy up in the Okanagan Valley and the Waterville Plateau later on today. And that's just pretty much all we have to talk about. There is some good news. We've been gaining quite a bit of daylight. Sunrise this morning, 7:36. Sunset this afternoon, 4:51. That's 9 hours and 15 minutes. We've gained 16 minutes of daylight since last Friday. So in the course of a week, we've gained 16 minutes of daylight, and you can start telling that as well. Let's get to it. From the National Weather Service, tell me if this looks familiar. Do we even have to make a new graphic every day? Close to 40 for the afternoon high. We got the perfect scenario for mild temperatures because we were off to a warm start because the cloud cover kept the blanket on. That cloud cover is leaving as we speak. The sun's going to come up, so we're in for a gorgeous day. But with clear skies tonight, right back to the chilly temperatures, 20 for the overnight low. Bountiful sunshine all day Saturday. Not a cloud to be had, high of 39. This big ridge of high pressure is still sitting right off the Washington coast. It hasn't really gone anywhere. It moves around a little bit, but the center of it really hasn't gone anywhere. It will begin to shift Wednesday afternoon into Thursday. By the time we get to Thursday, things are going to be changing, and it looks like right now the long-term forecast for next weekend calls for a lot of snow in the upper elevations. What we're going to see down here in the valley floor, we don't know yet, but what you see on your television screen is pretty self-explanatory. How long have we been at this? It's been at least, I don't know, 7-8 days. It's going to go all the way through Wednesday of next week. This is one of the longest patterns of sunny weather, no precipitation this time of the year that I can remember in a long time. And my memory goes back, oh gee, at least a week or so. All right, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we got the news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
Between juggling groceries, preparing meals, and lending a helping hand, you're a hero without a cape. But who's there to support you? Aging and Adult Care honors caregivers like you, the relatives, friends, and neighbors, helping loved ones remain safely at home. Aging and Adult Care offers chore services, respite, personal care, and more. Serving Chelan, Douglas, Grant, Lincoln, Adams, and Okanagan counties, call Aging and Adult Care at 1-800-572-4459 for caregiver support.
Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, located on South Wenatchee Ave, has the largest selection of spas and swim spas in town. Stay cool this summer in an artesian swim spa and use it all year long. We enjoy helping families reconnect one spa at a time. Hot tubs are proven to improve sleep and decrease arthritis pain. Our passion is water, so please bring us a water sample, and we will help you diagnose your pool or spa water for free. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, your pool and spa experts.
Let Merry Maids custom cleaning experts help you clean up your to-do list. Between work, kids, and pets, it's hard to find time to keep up. Let Merry Maids of Wenatchee help. Merry Maids cleaning experts can help keep your home or business fresh, neat, and exactly how you'd clean it, if only you had the time. Call now for a free estimate, 509-663-1710. Serving Chelan and Douglas counties, Merry Maids, let us help.
Craving fresh Asian comfort food? Steam Panda is Wenatchee's popular, family-friendly Asian restaurant. They focus on providing guests with delicious, healthy, fresh, and natural dishes for an affordable price. Warm up with one of their many popular house-made soup dumplings, ramen noodles, or pho dishes. And make sure to ask about their lunch and chef specials on sushi rolls. Steam Panda's Hawaiian poke bowl and salads are excellent with your favorite boba tea. Stop by or order online at Steam Panda today.
As you can see out in the Columbia Basin, they have clear skies. Those clear skies are heading our way. It's 28 now. We'll be pushing 40. But lots of sunshine, the continued sunny, cool, dry air right through Wednesday of next week until things get active again for the first time in a long time by the end of next week. 7 minutes after the hour, the man suspected of breaking into a Wenatchee restaurant is back in custody, accused of burglarizing the Wenatchee Valley Mall early on Wednesday. East Wenatchee police say they arrested 31-year-old Yoon Bin Yu after he allegedly broke into the mall overnight and stole an estimated $700 from a cash till, then returned during the day to shoplift clothing from another store. Wenatchee police identified Yu last week as the likely suspect in 2 break-ins at Iwa Sushi in downtown Wenatchee. He has not been charged in that incident. Prosecutors this week filed counts of burglary and theft for an unrelated incident at Target. Yu remains held in the Chelan County Jail. Well, a set of new state audits found that aside from some small missteps, an independent investigation team responsibly carried out its probes into 2 fatal shootings by Wenatchee police officers. The report from the Washington State Auditor looked into the police shootings that killed Alexander White in May of 2022 and Zachary Rutherford less than a month later. Both men were armed, Rutherford with a knife and White with a handgun that he had fired into the doorway of Living Hope Church. Both refused to comply with police orders before they were shot. The audits say the North Central Washington Special Investigation Unit, which assesses both shootings, didn't consistently provide media updates in the Rutherford case. That's required by law. It also said that the Wenatchee Police Department failed to separate some of the officers involved in the White shooting until they could be questioned by SIU investigators. The officers in both cases were cleared of any wrongdoing. The Wenatchee School District deleted a social media post from the high school student government which mischaracterized the district's request for a tax levy. The district says the Wednesday post from the Wenatchee High School Associated Student Body did not adhere to state campaign laws. In the post on Facebook and Instagram, the student-run ASB outlined possible consequences if the levy doesn't pass in the February 11th special election. The post said students would no longer have prom or homecoming if the levy didn't pass, which is a misunderstanding according to district leaders, since non-levy dollars are also partially fund those events. The district removed the post a couple of hours later, saying it was, quote, not an objective presentation of the facts, end quote. District leaders say they plan to visit the ASB class next week to help educate the students on campaign regulations. Voters in Leavenworth and Ephrata also have levy measures on the February 11th ballots. The districts are both running replacement educational program and operation levies, EP&O levies. Cascade is also running a capital levy. EP&O levies pay for programs like athletics and extracurricular activities that are not funded by the state. Cascade's capital levy funds the Safety and Security Systems, the Educational Technology Department in the Cascade School District, Software and Infrastructure and School Facilities. Ephrata's proposed levy rate is $1.85 per $1,000 of assessed property value. Cascade's combined rate is $1.14 per $1,000 of assessed property value. One other quick note in the news, the Wenatchee City Council had are you ready for this? A nearly 3-hour council meeting last night right across the street from our studios because they had to select a new council member for one of the 2 at-large positions. They interviewed them in private, they interviewed the 5 finalists in public, and they have named Mayra Navarra Gomez to replace the outgoing commissioner, the outgoing council member who left the council at the end of the year. So congratulations to her. We'll have more on this, by the way, the evening news tonight with Grant at 5 o'clock. And yeah, we have the evening news tonight at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. We think it's important that you stay informed about what's going on in the Wenatchee Valley and all of north central Washington. And that's why we have a newscast. 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock on television. If that doesn't work in your schedule, you want to watch the news at 9:32 at night when you're sitting at home, you can do it because it's on the World Wide Web. Our news will be up and running just about 5 o'clock each and every weekday afternoon on our Facebook page, our YouTube page, and our homepage, NCWLIFE.com, and we'd love to hear from you. If you have any news tips, don't hesitate. Send us an email, news@NCWLIFE.com. Sports is next. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, Friday edition on the NCWLIFE channel. The family at the Epladolin want to help your loved one feel at ease in their new home environment. Epladolin offers beautiful 1-bedroom and studio apartments. Residents enjoy 3 delicious home-style meals a day, laundry service, housekeeping service, and encouragement to make themselves cozy in their new home. Epladolin welcomes your family to come and visit their family. Epladolin, independent and assisted living. They make the complicated easy for you. Call today for a tour.
Caught in a conflict? Family? Workplace? Neighbor? Business? Housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
Global Car Care has the best customer service in the Valley. From the moment you walk in the door, their goal is to help you stay on the road, so you can keep doing what's important to you. Global Car Care certified ASE mechanics stand behind your automotive repairs.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more from Les.
Sports at 14 minutes after the hour. Alex Ovechkin moves within 20 goals now of breaking Wayne Gretzky's all-time NHL record for goals scored at an empty netter, and that helped the Capitals, who are very good, beat the Seattle Kraken 3-0 last night. The Capitals have won 6 in a row. Joey Decord made 30 saves for Seattle in his 5th straight start. It was his 100th NHL game. Seattle has been shut out now 6 times this season. We'll see if they do better tomorrow when Pittsburgh comes calling tomorrow afternoon at 1 on Kong TV. Women's college basketball last night. Here's the scoreboard. Both the local teams didn't do so good. Northern Arizona knocked off the Eastern Ladies. The final was 75-63. Portland rolled over Washington State. The Lady Cougars go down to defeat 83-65. Men's college basketball last night. Well, pretty much the same story. Northern Arizona beat Eastern Washington by 9. And look at that score between Santa Clara and Washington State. Not much of a game at all. Santa Clara 93 and the Cougar men 65. Girls high school basketball last night. Pretty light schedule, and there were a lot of blowouts with one exception, as you can see. The Chelan Cascade one was tight, but Sela just crushed Ephrata 75-21. There's Chelan beating Cascade by 2. Brewster all over Lake Roosevelt in girls basketball last night. Moses Lake Christian in a very low scoring affair beat Wilson Creek 31-20. Boys basketball last night. To the courts we go. Another blowout. Sela crushing Ephrata 85-28. Chelan, no problems with Cascade 81-32. The Chelan boys, by the way, are very good if you have not been following them. Lake Roosevelt is also very good. They took care of Brewster 69-37. Garden City Academy over Pateras. It was Soap Lake over Thorpe by, 40? And Moses Lake Christian took Wilson Creek to the woodshed 69-21 in prep boys basketball last night. Here's your girls scheduled for today. If you want to go out and watch them, of course, these are all boys-girls doubleheader for the most part. At 5:30 tip-off, it's Eisenhower at Eastmont. Wenatchee will be down in Yakima, the gateway to Wapato, to take on Davis. Moses Lake will host Sunnyside. Quincy's at Ephrata at 5:30 as well. 5:45 tip-off. Cashmere welcomes College Place to town. Omak has Manson coming to their gym. 6 o'clock tip-off in girls basketball tonight. It's Tenasket at Lake Roosevelt. Liberty Bell will host Okanagan. Bridgeport will be at Brewster. Waterville Mansfield welcomes Soap Lake to the big city, and Wilson Creek will host Oroville in girls basketball tonight. Boys basketball tonight. Kind of the same schedule for the most part, just about an hour and a half later. Eastmont will host Eisenhower in the second half of the doubleheader at 7 o'clock. Same time for Davis hosting Wenatchee. Moses Lake welcomes Sunnyside. The Ephrata boys will take on Quincy in the Battle of the Basin at 7 o'clock as well. 7:15 tip-offs for College Place at Cashmere and Manson at Omak. 7:30 tip-off for Tenasket at Lake Roosevelt, Okanagan at Liberty Bell, Bridgeport at Brewster. Waterville Mansfield has Soap Lake in town. Wilson Creek welcomes Oroville to town. Well, the Wenatchee Panthers hosted the Sunnyside Grizzlies on the mats last night. The Sunnyside girls rolled to a 66-12 win, courtesy of 8 Panther forfeits. But Wenatchee's Peyton McNaught and Savannah Hoffman, they won by fall. The Wenatchee boys handed Sunnyside 18 points via 3 forfeits, but still managed to keep the actual matches pretty close. Especially in the upper weight classes, it was very entertaining. Eric Granstrom and his dad, Dave, had the call on the NCWLIFE channel.
So now McNaught still in control, according to our official tonight, as we're under a minute left in round number 1. And
more near full.
And a pin. How about that?
Wow.
The freshman comes out on top for Wenatchee. A minute 16 into the first round. And now she's out in front of Benitez.
Yeah.
Benitez just needs to get to her feet. And,
there.
Right there. How about a reverse opportunity?
She didn't make it.
She didn't get all the way over. And now if Hoffman just steps over, she'll have another pinning move. She does, and she pinned her with 4 seconds left.
4 seconds to go.
In round number 2. How about that? Gutzweiler looking for the half. Near side. He's got it. Now can he turn him? You got strength versus strength here. Gutzweiler is going to get near fall points and maybe a pin. 10 seconds left in the round. Stretching that arm out, looking for the pin. Got it. 4 seconds left in round number 1. John Gutzweiler continues his hot stretch with the win by pin. Real advantage in that first round with both wrestlers on their feet. Again, he's got the arm barred up. Now he's got him tipped. Now he's going to get some near fall points with 15 seconds. And how about a pin just like that? Wow.
His shoulder's really hurting. He was grimacing.
And if he can get him turned, he's probably going to get the pin here.
Had a long time to hold him there.
And he reverses his effort.
He's got him.
And there it is, a pin. 1 minute and 18 seconds into the match for Luke Flugie. 40 seconds left to 1-point match. And Negrete trying to do what he can here to shake the hands and shake the body. Hand fighting, hand fighting, hand fighting, and now picking up and slamming to the mat. And now we're going to get a hold on just a minute with a timeout. And injured on that move is Negrete. How do you not get a dangerous move there?
His upper body came down first.
Yeah, and his head did as well. Right. So right now he's looking at his left arm. So we're back on the way here with 19 seconds left. Negrete doing all he can from the bottom here after appeared to injure his arm. Now trying to stand up again with 8 seconds, with 7 seconds, trails it by 1, with 5, with 4, with 3, with 2, with 1, and that's going to be the match. How about this one tonight? Ends 1-0. Oh, my.
Boy, what's that?
A hit in the head by the Sunnyside wrestler. So 1 team point against Wenatchee, 1 team point against Sunnyside for apparently Negrete had words to say, and then Gonzalez with a shot to the head. Of course, both wrestlers getting exhausted right now. And again, trying to throw and now Salgado looking for near full points. He got 3. Now it's a 13, or make that 16-8 match with 12 seconds left. Reaching up for the head. Look out. He got the reversal, and he got near full points. Can he get a pin with 3 seconds? With 2 seconds? With 1, and that'll be it. Oh. He'll get 5 points, and the final score of the match will be 16-13, I believe, or 14.
Just looking at him, he looks like an old wrestling coach, which he is, and they asked for sage advice. So what sage advice will you send us off on here tonight, Dad?
Don't reach back.
Don't reach back. Okay, that's great.
Yeah, let's go ahead and reach back anyway to what happened elsewhere on the mats. There was Sunnyside sweeping Wenatchee in both girls and boys. Moses Lake took care of Davis in the boys' side, but the Davis girls got by Moses Lake in wrestling. Eisenhower sweeps Eastmont 50-20 in the boys, 42-24 in the girls. Freda lost to Toppenish 56-19. Kashmir had a big match last night. Both Zilla and Wapato are 2 of the best 1A wrestling programs in the state, and they proved it last night. They swept the Bulldogs. Zilla 49, Kashmir 30, Wapato 56, Kashmir 21. NFL playoffs on Sunday. We'll know who will play in the Super Bowl in Atlanta. In a couple of Sundays from now, we'll find out late on Sunday afternoon. The NFC Conference Championships, Philadelphia Eagles will host the Commanders of Washington at 12 noon. That'll be on Fox. It'll be followed at 3:30. Kansas City again in their 7th consecutive AFC Championship game. Here come the Buffalo Bills. Don't call Grant at 3:30 on Sunday. He'll be busy. That on the Columbia Broadcasting System. And then the Super Bowl 2 weeks from Sunday. Can't forget about the Wenatchee Wild. Home games this weekend. Everett Silvertips will be in the big city at 7 o'clock tonight. Tomorrow it is Star Wars night, always a big one. Portland will be in town at 6 o'clock at the Town Toyota Center. And then on Tuesday, Medicine Hat will be in town at 6 o'clock. Tickets at WenatcheeWildHockey.com. And those are just some of the games that people are playing at 23 minutes after the hour. There are 10 obscure holidays that you can celebrate or commemorate if you want to. It's Unification Day in Romania. I know I have a lot of fans who watch online in Romania. It's Macintosh Computer Day. We'll get to that in just a little bit. It's National Compliment Day. It's Beer Can Appreciation Day. It's National Lobster Thermidor Day. That sounds good to me. It's Belly Laugh Day. It's National Just Do It Day. National Talk Like a Grizzled Prospector Day. It's National Day of Education. Not doing any of them because we're going to talk about one of the staples in your pantry. It's National Peanut Butter Day. And the big change, the big game changer in peanut butter was about 100 years ago. Back in 1922, Joseph Rosefield, who was a chemist, he found a way to keep smooth peanut butter from separating from the oil. He used the process that he would put partially hydrogenated oil into the peanut butter, and that kept the peanut butter stable. 6 years later, in 1928, he would license his invention to the company that would create Peter Pan peanut butter, but he kept the patent. And then he didn't like Peter Pan peanut butter, and so Joe, 4 years later, started his own peanut butter company called Skippy. Everybody knows that the late Jimmy Carter was a peanut farmer, but so was Thomas Jefferson. 1 acre of peanuts will yield approximately 30,000 peanut butter sandwiches. They actually figured that out. The average peanut farm is about 100 acres. 75% of American homes currently has a jar of peanut butter. I'm not surprised there. About 1.5% of the American public is allergic to peanuts. How much money do we spend on peanut butter each year just in the United States? $800 million. And for reasons I don't know, but apparently according to the experts, women and children prefer creamy peanut butter while men are more likely to enjoy chunky peanut butter. I don't like the chunky peanut butter. Peanut butter should be butter. Well, what do I know? Enjoy a peanut butter sandwich today. It sounds good to me. I'm getting hungry. 25 minutes after the hour. Today in history, there is gold in them thar hills. Well, there anyway. That's Sutter's Mill near Sacramento. It's pretty underwhelming, but it changed California forever. January 24th, 1848, 177 years ago today, Jim Marshall finds gold at Sutter's Mill near Sacramento. This kind of thing cannot be kept secret long, and it was not. Over the next 7 years, from 1848 to 1855, 300,000 people came to California to seek their fortunes from either mining for gold or selling supplies to the prospectors. Not a lot of people made a lot of money, but most of the people stayed there. Hey, it ain't too bad. And think about this. Getting to California coast back in the 1850s was not easy, but 300,000 people did it because the California gold rush is on. Take a look at this picture. What are these people looking for? They're looking for the uranium core of an H-bomb. They never found it. January 24th, 1861, a B-52 bomber carrying 2 H-bombs breaks up in midair over North Carolina. The pilot in command ordered the crew to eject. They were about 9,000 feet in the air. 5 crewmen successfully ejected. A couple others died. Information declassified 10 years ago showed that one of the 2 H-bombs came that close to detonating. And by the way, they never have found the uranium core of the other one. That was on this date, 1961. 53 years ago today, Japanese Sergeant Shohishu Yukoi comes out of hiding in the Guam jungles. He'd been hiding for 28 years, since the end of World War II. He hid in the jungles of Guam for 28 years. A couple of fishermen found him. He became an international celebrity. That was on this date in 1972. Happy birthday to the Apple computer Macintosh. I told you it's Macintosh Day. January 24th, 1984, 41 years ago today, the very first successful mass-marketed all-in-one desktop personal computer with a graphical user interface, a GUI, a built-in screen, a mouse. What would that cost you? In 1984, $2,494, which is about $7,727 in today's money. And of course, we're doing Super Bowl XVI. January 24th, 1982, 43 years ago today, San Francisco defeats Cincinnati in Super Bowl 16, 26-21, the first of 5 championships for the San Francisco 49ers. It was held at the Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan, the only Superdome they would ever host. This is the only Super Bowl featuring teams that had losing records the season before. The head coach of the Cincinnati Bengals, Forrest Gregg, becomes the first man to play in the Super Bowl and be the head coach in a Super Bowl. This was the first Super Bowl with John Madden and Pat Summerall calling the action. This was the final Super Bowl with Up With People, thank goodness. And this is the Nielsen rating record of all time. The final national Nielsen rating was 49.1, which is still a Super Bowl record. That means 49% of all the televisions watching television on that Sunday afternoon was watching the Super Bowl. That 49.1 rating has never been surpassed. And we have birthdays. One heavenly birthday. It's amazing when you think about it now in retrospect that John Belushi even made it to 33 years old, but he did, the first cast member of Saturday Night Live to pass away. John Belushi, one of the original not ready for primetime players, born in the state in 1949. And Neil Diamond is 84 years old today, inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame in 1984, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2011. In 2011, he got the Kennedy Center Honors and the Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award in 2018. Happy birthday, Neil Diamond. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air and ask about their Cash for Clunkers program. You know, it's kind of odd, even though we're past the COVID pandemic, there are still people out there who are wearing masks when they're out in public. Suppose a caution, it might be the best way. Mike Minotti has an opinion about that. And then our visit with Darcy Christopherson. It's always good to talk apple blossom. It's always good to see Darcy. It's coming up. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
Her Royal Highness Queen Ella Still.
Join NCWLIFE channel for live coverage of the Apple Blossom Festival Royalty Selection Pageant on Saturday, February 8th. Coverage is brought to you in part by our Platinum supporter, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. Also by Harvest Valley Pest Control, Merry Maids, Together for Youth, and the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center. Join us for live coverage of the Apple Blossom Festival Royalty Selection Pageant on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE channel.
Are you hungry enough to eat the end out of a rhinoceros? I know how you feel. Come on out to Blueberry Hills. You'll have a great time. We've got excellent food, a feet on the furniture kind of experience, and we won't hustle you out of your table. If you want a real farm experience, make the trek to Manson to Blueberry Hills, where you sit, you pick, you eat, and you visit. So come on out and see what all the fuss is about. Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
A ductless unit from Carrier can keep anyone comfortable. Take Shelly, for instance. She finds me time in her new attic-turned-home gym. And with her Carrier ductless unit, the temperature is always perfect. No matter how intense her workout gets. Carrier. Total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air. A small-town holiday wouldn't be complete without a visit to an original American hardware store in downtown Chelan. Kelly's Ace Hardware has been serving the greater Chelan area for nearly 100 years. Let them take you back to a time where personal service and quality products went hand in hand.
You're invited to celebrate Winterfest at Lake Chelan. Enjoy sparkling lights, local wine tasting, and fun for all ages. It's a great time to start a new holiday tradition at Washington's Winter Wonderland. More information at lakechelan.com.
Ooh, hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody's entitled to my opinion. Now, reading through some of my Facebook memories, I found a post about wearing a face mask that I thought was funny, as did some others. But there were also just as many people who were just terribly offended. Now, all right, these reactions made me stop and think about the times I've been offended by something, and I had to admit, often when I experience a strong negative reaction to something and get defensive, it's because there's some core of truth in what I'm being confronted by. So, what I've been trying to practice is this. When I take offense at something, maybe I should stop and think about why I'm reading it or discerning that way and consider whether or not my offense is misplaced or should be further examined. And if I decide my offense is justified, maybe I should just move on. I mean, why let somebody else control or negatively impact my peace of mind? This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
When getting the job done right is job one, you need construction equipment that's built right. With durable Kubota engines, more comfort, and the versatility to do it all. You need the Kubota construction lineup. Right now, write it off the lot and write it off your taxes for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 60 months or save up to $4,000.
Community is more than just a place. It's the people, stories, and connections we share. At the Wenatchee World, we're your neighbors, your storytellers, and your trusted voice. From uncovering the issues that matter most to celebrating the moments that bring us together. We deliver the stories that keep the community moving forward. The Wenatchee World, your community voice, here every day.
When you've been in business for 40 years, it's because you understand change and you put members first, always. Now Works is announcing a change in their membership model. Up to 6 people on one membership that you can mix and match. The more people, the bigger the discounts. Introducing the Works shared membership model. One membership, friends and family and flexibility. Works, the cleanest, friendliest, most helpful gyms you and your friends will ever join.
Welcome back to the program. It is my bad that this lovely young lady to my immediate left has not been on this show earlier. I don't know why. Darcy is a longtime contributor to this program, huge supporter of the station. For those of you who don't know, this is the administrator of the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival, Darcy Christopherson.
Hello.
Back. Hello, friend.
Hello.
Stranger. It's been
I know.
I
Just
know.
has gone by fast. As we get older, it seems
Yeah.
that time has definitely gone by.
Thank goodness neither one of us have gotten older.
No, I think you might be just a tad older than me. Just a little. Just a little.
Let's go back to January 7th. There were 28, 29?
31.
31. I'm
Yep.
sorry, I lost track of that
That's
stuff.
okay. That's okay.
Senior girls from East Wenatchee High School. And on the 7th, they went through the process and they whittled it down to 10. Not an easy decision for the out-of-town judges. Something a little new this year for the 31 lovely young ladies vying to make the top 10, and that was the new interview process in the morning of the 7th, not open to the public.
Right.
Talk about that change and why it came about.
Well, we actually did that in like 2003. We did do that at one time where we kind of wanted to make it like a mini pageant. So we did that in 2003, and then I can't remember, it was so long ago, why we stopped doing that and went back to the schools, 50% of the vote, and the judges, 50% of the vote, just based on speeches only. But what we've learned from our judges is, our past judges, is that how are we going to get to know these girls when we say, you know, they need to be a genuine 18-year-old, they need to be able to walk into a room and talk to an 80-year-old or a 5-year-old. And the judge was like, how do we know that in a speech?
You don't.
You don't. So we decided, well, what if we kind of brought back a little bit of panel interviews and one-on-one interviews that we do for pageant that has never been open to the public, and bring that element to top 10. So we just did like a mini panel / one-on-one where the girls were asked a couple questions from their bios. They obviously know the answer to that, and then had very simple impromptu questions. They had to go in and shake the judges' hands and stand in front of these 5 judges, and the judges just shot questions to them. It wasn't timed, like pageant. Both sessions are timed for 10 minutes. This was not timed at all, so some girls it took 2 minutes, some girls 3. I think the most was maybe 4. But it just kind of gave the judges a good feel of how the girls interact on when they show up at a service club.
They have to be able to think on their feet, and they have to be somewhat. They have to do impromptu kind of a stuff throughout the entire process. Just by making a 3-minute speech that you wrote yourself in front of people just does not give you an idea of how well-rounded this individual is.
Yeah, and the majority of their appearances, honestly, are 2 to 3 minute moments. You know, they walk into a service club, they introduce themselves, then they sit and eat, and then they give a little speech about themselves. So never do they give a 2 to 3 minute speech, really, for anything when they're in royalty. So again, when the judges kind of, because every year I have a critique moment with our top 10 judges and our pageant judges, and it really was a full circle, like, we need to bring this back. So we made it not stressful, and the girls actually were super excited about it. We were nervous that they would be like, oh my gosh, another element, I'm gonna freak out. Honestly, they were like, this is awesome, because they don't want it to be all about the speech. You know, they want it to be more about them and their personality. So that made me really happy that you know, they liked it. So we're definitely keeping it.
And the 5 judges that whittled it down to the top 10 preferred as well, right? I mean, this is something that's,
yeah. It's harder, actually, I think, for the top 10 judges than the pageant judges, because you literally are interviewing 31 girls. So we did it in bundles. So it was Eastmont first, and then Wenatchee. So they judged the Eastmont girls, and then they got a little break, and then they judged the Wenatchee girls, and the same scenario happened for speeches. So that was easier for them. But it's a lot of girls. So that's why we wanted it to be more simple for the panel and the one-on-one, or the panel / one-on-one, and not as stressful as pageant is because there were so many girls.
Where did you find your 5 judges for the top 10
So
whittling
we just
process?
kind of,
because they did a good job.
They did a great job, and some of them have been pageant judges before. In fact, 2 of them, which I really kind of wanted with this new process to make sure that they knew the drill, I guess. But we just kind of have a group of judges, a list of judges that past judges have given me names. I'll meet people somewhere at events, and I'll be like, "Oh my gosh, you'd be a great judge." One of them, that happened. So you just kind of get a feel for them and kind of watch their stuff, and and you just
they do a great job.
They take it very serious.
Yeah.
That's what's so great about this process, and these judges that are from out of town who really don't know anything about Apple Blossom, and then they come and do this process, and they're just in awe of it. And they a lot of them use it in their work, as far as interviewing for new staff, or they just love Apple Blossom when it's over. They just are passionate about helping these young women for their future. It's pretty cool to watch.
A couple of days ago, all 10 of the candidates came in one-on-one to do their sit-downs with our very own Eric Granstrom. You'll be seeing those the first week in February leading up to the pageant on the 8th. I got to meet, I think, about half of them. I work odd hours, so I'm usually out of here by noon. From the 5 that I mentioned that I saw and I met, this is a great group. They were very gregarious and open, and this is a cool place to be, and they were kind and thoughtful, and good luck to the judges on Saturday the 8th. I don't know how they're going to do it.
Yeah, and again, I think this process has helped them get ready for this process. We had Jen Mueller come and help them in December, because these girls decided to run in November. So in November, they got their speech topic. So we wanted to help those 31 girls get ready for this process. So now, they are on stage, practicing on stage. They do the one-on-one interviews. So a lot of the things that the 10 are doing, they've already done. Where in the past, we had to teach them how to do a panel interview. We had to teach them how to walk on stage. And now it's not like that anymore. So these 10 girls are very, very prepared because they've already had it. So that's awesome. But we still practice all that stuff, for sure.
And the pageant itself, of course, has changed so much over the years. And the vetting process has changed because you have to. You can't do things the same way you did 15 years ago. It doesn't work that way.
No, it doesn't work that way. And that's really how we do this process with the 10 girls is we tell them, yes, we're getting you ready for pageant, but we're really getting you ready to be royalty, because literally Sunday morning, you put a crown on your head and you go to the Wild Huckleberry and have breakfast and go over everything about your year with last year's girls. So we don't want to tell you to have your hair done and your makeup done and what you should wear. You should already have that figured out by the time that crown's on your head. So that's why this process is. And we have so many amazing volunteers, and we call them our coaches, that help these girls with etiquette, media, interview outfits, speeches. I mean, we have like 3 different people that are helping them with how to answer an impromptu question, how to write a speech, how to present a speech. It's just, I so wish I would have had that at that age. It's just amazing, these people that really donate their time, and lots of it, to make this an amazing experience for these 10 girls.
Back on Friday, the top 10 candidates went to the Pybus Puppet Market, the local event center, participated in the Empty Bowls painting fundraiser for the Chelan Douglas Community Action Council to benefit our mutual friend, Alan Walker. Then they went to the Wild game against Lethbridge on Friday night, something they've been doing since the Wild have been in existence. And something really cool happened on Friday night. It was an impromptu kind of, can you help us out, ladies? Talk about that. It's a cool story from Friday night.
It is. So I got a text or a call actually from David. I don't know is it David or Dan?
Dave Rayfield. Dave's in charge of the
that's what I thought.
game.
Yeah,
he does the promotions and all that stuff.
He does. Great guy. He called me and said, hey, do you have any national anthem singers? And it's really hard for me because that's something that they're not telling us, you know. They may be in choir, but I'm very strict about the national anthem. It's like you have to be able to sing the national anthem. You can't wing it, right? So I just sent a text we have a group text going out, and I sent it, so do any of you sing the national anthem? And I mean, seriously, sing it. So a couple of them texted me individually and said, well, I do, but it would be fun if we did it with so-and-so. And I'm like, well, I didn't even know that person was a singer because I just don't know that part of them yet. 4 of them said we'll do it. And I said, okay, you got to meet and make sure that you can sing it. And then one of the girls did it in sign language, and it was amazing.
And it all came
literally
together
happened in
just
5
like
minutes.
in 5 minutes, because the national anthem singer was sick, couldn't do it. So that's
cool.
That's one of those cool little apple blossom stories.
There's so many cool apple blossom stories, really. It's just it was a great bonding moment for those girls. I think one was from the river, 2 was from Wenatchee, and 1 was from Eastmont. So that's always my favorite part too, is just how they create amazing friendships. I know they're doing a sleepover in February at one of the girls' houses, and they'll be friends forever because of this.
Speaking of February, Saturday, February 8th, our cameras will be there. We always encourage people to watch it on television or a Facebook stream, but to be there in person is something else entirely. Where we are tickets for the big pageant on the 8th, presented by Bank.
I think it's almost sold out. Yeah, you need to get your tickets like that. Yes. Well, the lower level, you know, with just families, I don't put a limit on families anymore. It's like, if you want to go, you bring your people, bring as many as you want. So with the families and the sponsors and the Apple Blossom family, it's pretty much sold out on the bottom. But as you know, the Performing Arts Center has the balcony's awesome. I love sitting in the balcony. So balcony's available, $35. Just go to the pack. You can do it online. But I'm pretty sure it's getting sold out for sure.
Lions Club on board again as usual.
Lions Club's on board. Yeah. Alex Haley's our director. We had our dance rehearsal yesterday at Fabulous Feet, so we're ready for that. We have 4 boys that are going to be escorting the girls throughout the night. 1 from the River Academy, 2 from Eastmont, and 1 from Wenatchee High School. So they'll be helping us out. Again, super fun to have these high school kids volunteer their time and make it fun for the girls.
The girls are now going to realize that yes, this is the final royalty selection pageant. We'll have a queen and a princess by about 10 o'clock on the evening of Friday the 8th. But they also have to put on a show. Mm-hmm. This is for entertainment.
Yes.
To bring in to sing and dance and do cool stuff, and that for a lot of people could be intimidating and a challenge, but that's part of the deal.
Well, they never have to sing.
That's true.
They will never sing, and they do a little dance, but Melissa and Katie and Tracy, they make it so it's very simple for the girls. It's very cute this year, but yeah, they make it pretty easy, and it's a good icebreaker. A lot of times the girls don't realize that until dress rehearsal night, that it's like, oh, that made me feel so much better. Just being out there. Could you imagine just going out and giving your speech?
No.
And not having like an icebreaker of any sort. So the dance number gets everybody ready. The girls, the judges, everybody just is like, okay, now we're ready. So that's why we do it. And they get that by the time Thursday hits for dress rehearsal. And then that night, they're just having so much fun. They're like, oh my gosh, we did that. Now it's time to do this.
The theme for this year's festival is the best time ever. Mm-hmm. Does the pageant have a theme again this year?
It does have a theme.
And it is?
It'll be magical.
Is that all you're going to tell me?
That's all I'm going to tell you. It's a tough one to kind of do a whole theme. So all I can say is that the pageant will definitely be magical.
But you have to watch it. You have to see it.
You have to watch it. And again, if you know a girl really, really well, I really encourage you to buy tickets and go. Because you're there cheering her on, and then if she continues on or not, you're there to support her at the end. We always have a big reception right outside the lobby area. So you're able to go and bring her flowers and congratulate her no matter what. So if you know someone, I think it's really cool to have those girls be supported by the people that know them as much as they can. And I always encourage people too that have young girls, ages like 8 on up, to start bringing your daughters to pageant, because 2 or 3, maybe 2 or 3 of them, but for sure 2 of them have been going to pageant since they were 8 years old. And it's just,
it plants that seed.
They just are like, I can do this. I can do this. And it's not like fairy tale-ish. It's like real. They're like, I want to do this. So I just really encourage people to do that. And it's about your speech and your confidence. It's not a beauty pageant. And I think those girls get that feel. They're like, okay, this is a cool thing.
Well, you bring up an important point since we're talking about that. Junior royalty. That process is like almost upon us, right?
Yeah, it's happening. The 5th graders will, in fact, I just picked up the labels at Wenatchee School District. 5th graders in the Wenatchee and Eastmont School District will be receiving an invitation to do an essay for junior royalty. Those will go out at the end of January. Then they'll have the whole month of February to write the essay. And then private schools in the Eastmont and Wenatchee School District are also eligible. You have to live, though, in East Wenatchee and Wenatchee to be a part of it. And we usually send information to the principals and let them pass them out to the 5th graders. And then I usually go and take posters and stuff like that. So we'll have a junior royalty announced the first week of March. And ironically, one of our junior royalty queens is in the top 10. And then our junior royalty queen currently, her sister's in the top 10. So it's really kind of fun how, that junior royalty process has, made, again, girls excited to run for Apple Blossom.
And we've had, it was a long time ago, maybe 20 years ago, I can't remember her name off the top of my head now, I feel bad about that. She was in junior royalty and she ended up becoming queen.
Yeah, that's happened. I know a couple times that's happened. Justine Vanderpool.
Yes, Justine
Vanderpool.
Yes.
And then I think Maggie Chavilacek was a junior royalty. Lauren Ferguson was junior royalty. So it does happen. I mean, there's years that none run. There's years that one run. And then some of them don't make it at all. We've had all 3 one year, and they didn't continue on to top 10 or royalty. So, it just kind of depends on what's out there. But anyway.
We need to backtrack just a little bit. You're stressing about getting tickets because it's almost sold out. How do you get tickets? Can you go to the box office?
You can go to the box office. Okay. I don't think they open until 10 though.
Okay.
But you can go online anytime and get your tickets. And then I think you can just print them out, or they're on your phones.
On your phone, right.
And then, but you can also go to the box office at 10. Don't come to the festival office. Go to the box office.
You cannot buy tickets at the door. You cannot.
You cannot.
All tickets are sold in advance.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they're usually sold out.
Yeah.
So last year we were totally sold out.
So.
Yeah.
We will be televising it in its entirety with a half-hour pregame show.
Yes.
With Eric Granstrom and 1974 Queen Julie Agins-Kuntz, who wants her son Stephen and his lovely wife Judy to move back to the Wenatchee or Eastmont School District so Caroline can run. They live in the Cashmere School District, so Caroline can't run right now.
No,
but they have time.
They have time. They have, what, 10 years?
Yeah, something like that.
Which is not very much time.
I know.
Those 10 years go by way faster than what they used to.
Stephen and Judy move to Wenatchee or East Wenatchee and do it soon.
Yeah.
Anything else while I have you, because we're almost out of time?
I encourage people to go to appleblossom.org to fill out all applications for the Grand Parade and the Youth Parade and Art for Kids and anything and everything Apple Blossom. Once the letters go out to Junior Royalty, then all that information will be online too. So that way everybody will have a fair advantage with the topic. And we do have some really cool clothing. Go online and check that out. We have a awesome hoodie, navy blue hoodie. We have a cream colored beer garden hoodie. We have a cute full zipped pink hoodie that is so cute. Well, hooded.
I have 12 hoodies
I know.
in my drawer.
That's what we're trying to do, is kind of get away from too many hoodies, because I'm the same way. So we kind of change that up a little bit, but we do have hoodies again, because people love hoodies.
Yeah, they do.
But go online, and we do have a lot in stock at the office. So if you see something online, just call us. We can pull it for you, and then, or you can order it online, and we'll have it pulled for you.
Darcy Christopherson making her very first appearance on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Don't forget, again, the pageant on February 8th at the America Performing Arts Center. It'll be live on television, live on our Facebook page. It'll be streaming the following Monday. The Royal Court will be guests of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Eric and Julie always do a great job.
They do.
The hardest part for their job is the first half hour.
Yes.
Because once the pageant starts, they just get to sit there and watch it.
I'm their last interview, usually.
What do you do? Well, last question. When the pageant is going on, I mean, you make the opening remarks, and then you begin the second part after the intermission when you hand out the awards and then the top three. What do you do during pageant?
I sit at stage right. They don't let me do anything. They will not give me a headset. They will not give me a microphone. I have all that for rehearsal. But then when it's pageant time, I don't get anything.
That's probably why the Central Lions Club has done such a phenomenal job in putting this pageant together.
Yeah.
Because once the curtain opens, Darcy's involvement is minimal at best.
Minimal. I literally sit there and I pace.
Yeah.
You know, I want them all to do well in their speeches. So I just sit there. And then, of course, at intermission, I meet the judges with Steve and the principals and sit in my little corner there too, because again, they don't let me do anything. So they do it all, and then they come into the other room and
that can't be easy for you, but we won't get into that. That's another conversation
it's a
altogether.
whole other, you could write a book.
Yeah.
There's a book about it, I'm sure, about how I have to let it go.
Darcy,
but I do let it go.
Darcy Christopherson, the administrator of the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival, appleblossom.org. It's all there. It's good to see you.
Good to see you.
You're watching Wake
Happy
Up on
New Year.
Thank you. Yes, it's almost February.
I know.
You're watching Wake Up on Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
Who's trying to stretch their budget this January? That's pretty much all of us. That's why Abby's is offering this giant pizza that can feed up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 hungry people for less than $27. Now, that's an Abby's budget stretching deal. Worried about a no-fun January? Not at Abby's. Dine on our Bacon Cheddar Special. It's delicious and loaded with toppings and real cheese. Plus, it's on sale, and the kids can play some video games. Enjoy fun January at your local Abby's.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories, and we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
Let Mary Maid's custom cleaning experts help you clean up your to-do list. Between work, kids, and pets, it's hard to find time to keep up. Let Mary Maids of Wenatchee help. Mary Maid's cleaning experts can help keep your home or business fresh, neat, and exactly how you'd clean it, if only you had the time. Call now for a free estimate, 509-663-1710. Serving Chelan and Douglas counties, Mary Maids, let us help.
When you think of Doghouse Motorsports, you might think of motorcycles, but there's a lot more in this house. How about Honda power equipment? From snowblowers to lawnmowers to generators and even water pumps, Honda is the brand that sets the standards. Perhaps you need an ATV or UTV. The Doghouse has the largest selection anywhere. Did we mention watercraft and snowmobiles? And of course, we have motorcycles too. Back it up with terrific customer service and you have Wenatchee's best motorsports store 5 years running. Isn't it time for you to be in the Doghouse?
Just about done with the program. You'll see the camera behind me. That's the Ephrata camera. It's shaking a little bit. It's windy out in Ephrata. In fact, out in the Columbia Basin, it's quite breezy. In Ephrata, the wind is out of the north at 16 miles an hour, gusts of 22 miles an hour. That's why the camera is moving around. In some locations, there'll be pockets in our viewing area that are going to be dealing with a little bit of wind today. We had this slide that we showed you at the start of the program. We'll give it to you one more time. Most of the wind will be relegated out of the Columbia Basin, also the Waterville Plateau and the Okanagan Valley, and a little bit in the Methow Valley as well. It's going to be a little breezy as the very last tail end of this weak system begins to exit the area. This is where the clouds came in overnight in the evening hours, which is why it's so mild. It's 27 degrees. The clouds, of course, act like a blanket this time of the year, and it holds as much radiant heat to the Earth's surface as possible, which is why we're off to a warm start. But it also makes the atmosphere a little unstable, so it's going to be breezy in some locations. It'll be dying down in the afternoon hours, but it'll be pretty strong for the next 4 or 5 hours in the locations that you see here. Really, no, not a lot of wind here in the Wenatchee Valley. In the meantime, tell me if this looks familiar. From the National Weather Service, I think we're going to wear out our sun graphic. Sunshine today, high of 39, a lot warmer than yesterday because we're off to a considerably warmer start on this Friday morning. But with clear skies tonight, right back down to the pretty chilly temperatures, 20 for the overnight low. We'll do it again on Saturday. Sunshine, 39, a little cooler on Sunday, high of 36. Again, this big dome of high pressure still sits there just off the coast of the state of Washington. It moves around a little bit, but it really hasn't gone anywhere, which is why we've had this super long stretch of sunny and cool weather, almost unprecedented for January anyway. This is not out of the question, but this long, things are going to change on Thursday, and we're looking at some snow, especially in the upper elevations on Friday of next week. At least it's a change. Have a good and safe weekend. See you Monday. Bye-bye.